Welcome back to Risque Business News. I'm your host, Laura.
And I'm Mae.
And today we are going to be talking about Shein, the world's largest fashion retailer, whatever you want to call them, and how they are fucking going to court for RICO, baby. Wow, I did not ever think I would say that sentence.
So RICO is what they charge gangsters with.
Yes,
is that correct? Okay.
Exactly. And Chinese fashion moguls. I don't even know if that's what we want to call them, but listen. They're having a sale to celebrate, so.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Where's the money? I don't understand how you make money
Hold
from
on.
that, though.
2 stand-up comics in New York City.
Just learned a lot of this stuff. I'm gonna ask all the stupid questions that you might be thinking at home, but are afraid to ask people.
Making it to where you feel like you're too stupid to be able to ever engage in it, they win.
Why the fuck are they doing this?
It's to make money. It's Risque Business News.
We had quite the weekend. We had the Barbie party.
Yes, we went to a Barbie slash Oppenheimer party. I went as Barbie. Mae thought she was going as Barbie.
I did. So I thought I have this mushroom dress that's just kind of fun and like zany. And so I was like, oh, I'll wear that. And then I'll be like psychedelic Barbie or something. And then I got there and I realized that it's perfect, or Laura realized that it was perfect as an Oppenheimer outfit because of the atomic bomb.
But yeah,
the
because
mushroom cloud, if you will.
Mushroom clouds all over your dress. I was like, that's not Barbie. Barbie has never been a nuclear engineer.
I think
not once has Barbie been.
She's had some big jobs, though.
She's had some big jobs. She's never been a military plane in World War II flight pilot.
Have you seen either of these movies?
No, they are not out yet.
Oh,
Come
they're
on,
not?
May.
I don't know.
May, they
know.
come out
I'm
on
not really much of a movie buff.
I'm not either. I don't know why I've decided to go super fucking hard for this Barbie movie, though. I think, actually, I know why. It's because of marketing. 100% because of marketing, because they've done a fabulous job.
They really have. And I do like Margot Robbie in mostly everything that she does. So,
I mean, I think at the minimum, it's going to be a fun time and might be a great time. And I'm fine with a fun time.
Yeah.
The movie's probably not going to be good.
It's probably going to be fine. I mean, it's going to have like amazing production value and all that. It's going to be really colorful and like interesting looking. I don't know about if like the plot line's really going to like make you tear up or like think about your existence as a human being.
I don't think the next couple of months is just me ruminating on the plot of the Barbie movie. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be okay. I'm going to move it along.
I do wonder what the plot is, because it can't be that she like ends up with Ken. That's not very feminist.
No, probably not. And also, every one of the ads has been just kind of like low key shitting on Ken. I'm like, he's fine. He did nothing. He's done nothing but be extremely supportive.
He's so fucking loyal, and he's loyal when there's like plus size Barbie. When there's wheelchair Barbie. When there's fucking.
He's like, I'm actually all set.
Like missing limbs Barbie, and he's like still there. He's still her boyfriend.
Yep.
So that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh, okay. I see your point. I thought that those were like these like temptresses coming in. I was like, quite the lineup you're listing here. Is this a thing? Like, I'm not aware.
Does Barbie have any sexy ass friends that are trying to get Ken?
She does. I mean, there's all the different shades of Barbie, but they're all technically Barbie. I don't know if they've ever renamed one. Okay. But it's like, this is Barbie from Cuba. And you're like, okay.
It's also funny how like I feel like back when we were kids, there wasn't so much emphasis on like what's a girl toy and what's a boy toy. Like I just feel like at least in my household, it was just like, who cares? Like I played with like Ninja Turtles.
Oh, absolutely.
And
my parents were like, whatever's on the sale rack.
Right, exactly.
That is the girl toy for this girl. That is your girl's toy.
But so I was like, I never really got into Barbies, and it was just super like organic to me. I just did not give a shit about that fucking girl. I just
not have cared less.
Yeah. And I knew girls that did like Barbie, and I was like, I don't give a fuck, dude. Like I just don't.
Here's when my parents decided that we were done with Barbies, with like, because they bought me a few like obligatory Barbies.
I had some, and I actually chopped their heads off.
Yes.
Not chopped them. I whipped them around, and then they flew off their body.
Oh, we were the same fucking little girl. So what I did, I took it a step further, is I attached the Barbie by her hair to our fan, and then I turned fan on.
That's fun.
It was so fun.
Yeah.
And then my parents were like, I think that was not a good investment of our time, and we should maybe get her psychoanalyzed.
Yeah.
We should maybe check into why that was her immediate 6-year-old reaction, was like, Barbie's head must remove, and in a creative way.
Yeah. Yeah.
Fun and learning.
That is fun.
Yeah.
You
Thanks, Patel.
You know what's interesting is like I remember playing with like Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and then like some other action figure that I had, and like making it weirdly sexual.
Every little kid's toy has been abused.
Oh,
we
yeah.
can say that, right? Like
what's up with that? But I guess it was like,
I would have intricate things. I was like, they're getting divorced.
yes.
Because this Ninja Turtle slept with that Beanie Baby, the lamb Beanie Baby. The Beanie Baby came in like a little slut.
To be
and
fair, the
ruined
lamb
neighborhood.
Beanie Baby was a fucking whore.
Whore. Absolutely. I remember once I was playing with my German grandmother. She came to visit us, and she was doing the same thing. And she was like, and then this marriage broke up in her little fucking accent. And I was like, she gets it.
That's hilarious.
Omi gets it. It's like, I love playing with Beanie Babies and Omi.
You're just making like a Vanderpump Rules storyline.
Absolutely.
With these Beanie Babies.
That was the original reality television.
Yeah.
Was us playing with like little toys as little children.
And like rubbing their genitals together. Like,
ripping all their clothes off immediately. I'm like, I don't give a
So weird.
shit if she's a pilot.
Or
Take
their-
it off, lady.
their weird lack of genitals. I wonder if in the movie they address the fact that there's no
I
genitals.
want them to have just 2 lines. That's all I need. I
Yeah.
need to know. I need to know what's up. And in
Yeah.
the Barbie universe, is she sad she can't ever get off? She's no clit.
She probably doesn't know. But imagine if they were giving out dolls to children that did have a clit. That would be insane. That would be
What if
so much worse.
I am actually fully in support of them having That was the correct decision on their part.
I would say so, yeah.
Yeah, no, that is so funny. That's
That's
so fucking
hilarious.
funny. Yeah, we never had the dream houses. We never had the little Jeeps or anything like that.
No.
My parents were like, go outdoors. Go touch grass.
Yeah, but the kids that had the Jeeps, they were fucking rich.
Yeah,
dude.
that was the ultimate status symbol at
Yeah.
that age. Was like if you had the Barbie like little like
Or any kind of Jeep, like a regular Jeep.
Yeah.
I was like, damn, dude, that is
like
wealth.
where are you going?
Also, if I were a parent, I would be like, I'm not gonna give my kid access to this thing that can get them down on like the busy road.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
not.
fucking 3.
Here's a bike. You'll fall off of it.
Yeah, exactly. Or
Especially
get
when they're
wicked
3.
scared.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I mean?
Because you're to be fair, the bike like has the if you're falling like you're not going anywhere.
Yeah.
You're probably not old enough to leave. So, yep, nope, never having kids. Or if I do, maybe would you give your kids Barbies?
Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I think if I was like gifted them, I'd be like, okay. There's even worse ones now. So there's these things called LOL dolls. Those
What's
things
this?
are spicy. Okay, my
Are they little? Are they like the lamb Beanie Baby?
they're way worse.
Wait, are these are like the ones that we used to make? Oh my god!
Yeah, they're like sexy little fangs.
Oh, I don't
and
like them at all.
Yeah, and they're so weird. So I'm like, I would rather get an old school Barbie than like
This looks
a
like
slutty ass LOL doll.
this is exactly like
the Bratz dolls.
Bratz dolls was like the grandmother version of these. These are full whores compared
Yeah.
to the Bratz dolls, and also
I mean, these girls are bad influences.
do you remember the internet like where you could go and like design the clothing and like pick your little doll and then send it to people? It was like their online dolls.
Yes, but I forget what they were
What the
called.
fuck were those called? Damn it! I wish I could remember so bad. But they look exactly the same.
Yeah, and then you get these balls, and there's all these like interactive games that you can get like new hair accessories for them and stuff. I don't know. I was like,
Why do you know about this?
because my sister's nieces were gifted it for Christmas, and I remember being like, whoa, this is inappropriate.
Jesus, yeah.
The parents are like, we're completely fine with it, you fucking prude.
Yeah, that's
But-
weird. And they come with like an app.
Yeah.
Oh no. Create your own. Happy 77th birthday, Alexis. You're fabulous, Mia. Oh, you can make surprise videos. All right.
77th birthday. What
There's-
are these elderly fucking dolls?
They're saying this is the advertisement. I think that they are implying that the child should send her assumed grandmother.
Oh, I see.
Her grandmother named Alexis, which I feel like is a millennial name. So go fuck yourself, LOL.
That's really
your
funny.
own Mia. Oh God, little shout out from your dolls. All right.
Wow.
Well,
Okay.
that's honestly a pretty good segue right over into another internet sensation that is bad for the world. We can all agree those dolls were bad for the world,
Yeah.
and I think we can all agree that Shein, not great.
Not great for
No
the
one-
world, the environment, all those things.
No one has shopped at Shein and been like, I should for sure make sure everyone knows this is Shein. I should lead with the fact that this was bought for 45 cents on Shein.
I remember Max one time, a friend of the pod, Max, he was wearing these pearls. I don't know what the fuck he was doing that for, but he was wearing these pearls.
Is he?
And they were like turning his neck
A
green. And I was like,
Stepford
dude,
wife?
did you get those at Shein? And he was like, I did get them from Shein.
Oh my God, that is so funny.
And I was like, the only thing weirder than you wearing a necklace of pearls is the fact that they're like not even close to real pearls.
Fake, like not even fake pearls, fake pearls.
Yeah.
Like poison pearls.
Poison
like you
pearls.
bought poison and then
Yeah.
you shipped it or put it around your own neck. What's wrong with you? And they were probably negative 30 cents.
Yes.
So that is going to be the answer.
Shein is so okay. Write in. Is it Shein or Shein?
Shein. Well, it's funny you should say that. I'll skip ahead a little bit because Shein is originally.
So it is Shein.
It was. Well, I don't know if it is Shein or
Okay.
not. I'm trying to look that up. Listen, I did multiple hours of research. Did I ever look that up? I said no. I don't care. But it started not as Shein or Shein, whatever you want to call it. It was called. This is actually maybe a point for you. She Inside,
Oh,
which is weird.
huh?
Which is a weird name.
She Inside, but I think I remember seeing that advertised to me.
Oh,
She
in
Inside.
2011. Yeah, it was
Think
a
so.
Nanjing-based online wedding dress retailer and Shein's predecessor. That does make me think it might
Wedding
be
dress
Shein.
retailer.
Yeah, so
No,
why
I guess I wouldn't.
2011?
Never mind.
No,
No.
they were like, yeah, get ready, lady. Buy it for layaway. Shein, if you're not familiar, if you are not alive, I feel like everybody pretty much
Yeah.
knows about it. Maybe not if you're like slightly older, I guess. Maybe you'll be able to have missed this, which God bless.
Essentially fast fashion. Everybody knows fast fashion websites.
But it's not, it's fast fashion, but it's not just fast fashion. It's like the biggest all the other ones can go fuck themselves. Let me tell you that. There's a lot of fast fashion out there. This is the fastest of the fashion.
have you ever gotten anything from Shein?
No, I haven't.
Me neither.
I have some stuff from Shein, but it's usually been stuff I've gotten from like friends or whatever. And I
Yeah.
just like, they don't give a shit about it because it was 14 cents. So
'Cause it
then
was
they're
from
like, you can
Shein.
just
Yeah.
keep it. Like, like you try on a top at someone's place and you wear it out and then you're like, I
Yeah.
don't care. So I think I have like one or two items from it, but I've never shopped directly from them.
No, me neither. And you would think
Well, don't.
I love cheap shit, so I'm like,
Well, no, but here's the thing: is I did look around because I thought I really haven't gone on their website very much. I've heard a lot about it. I've seen it on Instagram, the Shein Hauls, which we'll talk about.
Oh
and
my
I was
God.
like, surely this must have like, it must
Cute
not be as
stuff.
bad. There must be some cute stuff. There certainly is cute stuff, but the prices are distressing. Just like they're truly, really, really, like really stressful how cheap it is. Where you're like, there's no way. Look at this dress. This is a long, pretty, beautiful little Prince
Paisley
dress.
dress.
Paisley looks like farm core, whatever. It's $9.96.
no, that's insane.
No,
There's
dude.
no way that that's good.
No,
Obviously.
like absolutely not. Like I'm scrolling
I mean, these dresses
through.
do look pretty cheap, but
They look
They're
cheap, but like
cute.
I mean, this is like a pretty standard ass dress. It's $8.50. This one's $5.96.
I'm gonna buy that $8 one.
Yeah, no, exactly.
$8 fucking dollars.
Well, let me just tell you. First of all, do not. I would be like, May. This
Yeah,
one-
but to be honest, some of the other websites I mean, they're not quite this cheap, but there's no way
oh my god, this
that
one
they
is.
have ethical situations either.
Well, yeah, but this one's like particularly bad. We'll talk about
Okay,
it.
okay.
So
Sorry, I'm skipping
yeah,
ahead here.
yeah, you're already like, I don't give a fuck what they did. Did they line people up and shoot them? I don't care.
Yeah.
For $5, I'm talking.
Is that a wedding dress?
This
for
is killing
$39?
me. Yes, this is the number 2 bestseller in fabric wedding dresses, and it is $39.49,
Wow.
baby. If you're getting married in a $40 wedding dress, that's not like, some weird hand-me-down situation, and you bought from Shein, don't get married.
Not from Shein, but you could find some like cool ass
Go
vintage,
to vintage,
dresses.
go
Yeah.
to, but do you really want that weird karma like in your
so
wedding,
weird.
dude? Like,
so actually, don't you think like our mom's generation, it's always such a flex for them to tell you how cheap their wedding dress was and also how skinny they were on the day.
oh, definitely skinny.
My mom's friends are always like, my wedding dress was only $35.99 and I was $99. And I'm like, all right, well, I'm way fucking bigger than that and spending a budget that is
you're like, you got
equally as big or that.
married multiple times too, so the cumulative cost of the wedding dresses, like, I don't want to hear it, lady. Maybe put
I got it off the sale rack.
Oh,
Okay.
did you? Can you wear off the rack?
All right,
Can
good for you.
Can
Great,
you?
wonderful.
That's great. I will say though, the designs are actually, relatively cute.
They are
some
cute.
of them look a little cheap. You're right, but then like definitely decent designs, and we'll talk about why that is in just a moment.
Sure, they're ripping people off.
Oh,
Would
they're
be
ripping
my
people off.
guess.
You guessed it. You guessed it. For instance, they have to, because they have one Wednesday afternoon in early October, someone went and counted, or like, went through the whole thing and found that there was 259,000 products in women clothing alone on Shein.
That's a lot.
259,000 different designs are on the website. What the fuck?
Yeah, it's a lot.
I don't give a shit how many designers you have. That's impossible. And they're all different. Like, it's not like it's like, maybe they're counting the different colors, but okay, even if it's 120,000, like, that's insane.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That is crazy how much is in there. And it includes, there's a lot of like, they always get like some credit for having a lot of like inclusive sizing. But they do have a good amount, like 78,000 was in the plus size section. And they even have a men's section.
That is a lot.
32,000 in the men's section. They add between 700 and 2,000 new styles every single day.
Oh my God.
I know.
Wow.
And I guess part of the way that they're able to do this, because they talk a lot about their supply chain, is that they'll originally make like 50 to 100 of an item. And then if it starts selling, they'll like pump it up into the distribution.
Sense. Yeah.
Which that does feel like a good, way
that makes
things.
sense logically from a business standpoint for sure.
Yeah. So we'll talk more about how they're able to accomplish all this and why it's fucked. But it's certainly making them money. Let me just tell you, they are good. They are very, very good. In 2022, they generated $24 billion in revenue.
Damn, that's a lot.
Yeah.
How much in profit?
I don't know.
Probably close to that, because the fucking
making,
the clothing takes
1%.
Yeah.
It's like literally not it at all. And it was valued. The company was valued. It's still private at $100 billion.
Holy shit.
Like, it's not fucking around.
That's crazy.
At all. They are, and they're a large part of the reason that we've seen them more in the news and there's more like action around them is because they are trying to go public.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And I think, let me just go ahead and foreshadow. I think they're going to run into some issues for a couple of reasons. So let's go back and talk a little bit about like who, like, you'd think most big companies like this usually have some like big like fashion, like Chanel or like Saint Laurent or like some sort of like person, family, like powerhouse behind with design like at the forefront. It's like been the European standard. Not here.
Yeah.
This is the guy behind Shein.
Okay.
This little man right here, fashion mogul Chris Zhu.
Well, he was a fashion mogul. I mean, now he is, I guess.
Yeah, I don't think he has designed one item ever in his life. No. I promise you he is not. No. He is actually, he is an entrepreneur. We'll give him that. And a search engine optimization marketing specialist.
Sure damn is.
Sure the fuck is. But that's his background. He is not from the fashion world. Not that you have to be. But this man is like, not even pretending. He's not even for one fucking second gonna try to tell you with a straight face that he does fashion.
He just basically he's just taking all of the data points of like this type of dress sells. We'll do that. Like it's a tech company. It's a tech company.
It's just a tech company that is optimized to sell stolen designs. Mm-hmm. His real name is not Chris, obviously. It's Zhu Zhangtian. I tried. Did you hear me really trying? I really,
good job.
Really gave it a shot. But I will be referring to him as Chris going forward because I don't want to do that again. That was unfortunate.
I can't help you.
Yeah.
I don't know what the fuck.
So differing reports, some people describe him as Chinese American, saying that he studied at George Washington University. And then others say that he was born in Shandong in 1984 and studied at Qingdao University of Science and Technology, obviously in China. Mm-hmm. The fact that we don't know is really bizarre. Weird. And that's kind of the weird part about him is like, he's really, like, I think he's AI.
Yeah, maybe he is.
Like, I swear to God, like, this is the picture we have of him. There's like 4 pictures total online of this man.
That's so weird.
And we don't know anything about him. He barely has any like stories of him. Meanwhile, we have seen literally Jeffrey Bezos's penis.
Yeah.
What? Like, what is going on here?
That's true.
Right?
Yeah. That's really weird.
And like, maybe he's like a little nervous to make a big name for himself because famously China fucking hates when you do that.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, maybe he's like literally nervous about
being disappeared.
Being disappeared for some reason. Oh my God.
I know. Can you imagine? It's crazy that like Like, he's extremely wealthy and he's still worried about that. Anyway.
Yeah.
Chinese media describes him as being an average student from a poor background who had to work to support himself through
Average
college.
student? That's crazy.
He developed a skill with a search engine optimization, or SEO, which would then underpin his future success. I think that they like really like this story. Like, we have a lot of those here, like where it's like the Bezoses of the Zuckerbergs, like all of those. Like, I think they kind of like wanted to emulate that whole like, you know, bootstrap kind of like, didn't necessarily excel in school, but like found his niche and like ran with it and made this.
Yeah.
The fact that we don't fucking even know where he went to school makes me feel like that might be propaganda.
Right. I don't
to
trust
say.
anything anyone says anywhere.
No.
Our publications, their
trust-
publications, no one.
I don't trust you.
I
me.
don't trust. I certainly don't trust myself.
Absolutely not. Every time I think something, I'm like, all right, what government psyop
Yeah.
is inside my mind right now?
Sometimes when I'm hanging out with other people that like aren't you or like some of our friends, I'll just be talking. I'm like, yeah, well, this person's like a government psyop and like
Yeah,
blah
I
blah blah blah, and they're always like, what? And I'm like, I'm joking. I'm like, no, I'm fucking for real, dude.
No, I'm just like, you know, I do comedy. Right?
Yeah.
Wasn't that funny, everybody? It is kind of funny how you have to like censor yourself around other people because they don't.
Comedians just have different like measurements for what you can and can't joke about too.
Right. Yes. Oh, man. Yes.
Whatever.
Absolutely. I'm not even going to go there, but I have definitely felt that.
Yeah.
Okay. So there are only 2 public anecdotes about our boy Chris, the mysterious billionaire founder of Shein, and 1 positive, 1 negative. These are like the 2 stories that the Chinese media tells about him. The first one is that an anonymous supply chain worker talks of visiting the company's headquarters in Guangdong. No matter he said, the worker says, no matter when you go, even if it's 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning, you can find Chris and his team, always in meetings, never lazy, and always trying to learn all the good things about
Never
you.
lazy.
Yeah. Like, isn't that, like, I really think that they want this, like, perception of him to be, like, you know, like the Silicon Valley.
Yeah, I think so.
Kind of vibe. Also,
That's
the
very
fact that an
strange.
anonymous supply chain worker, like, shut the fuck up, trying to just go ahead and tell me it was Shein's comms team
Right.
that told
right.
you this. And that's fine. Like, whatever you need me. I don't give
Like
a
the
shit.
supply chain workers are fucking hanging on by a thread. I can tell you that.
They are. They're too busy working 20-hour shifts or whatever to. We'll get into it.
That is so sad.
It's 17, but I exaggerated. But 17
Still.
is pretty bad.
That's horrible.
If I had to work a 17-hour shift, I would simply perish.
No, I can't do that. Are you kidding me?
I would
That is
perish.
so awful.
I know. We will get into it. Okay, so that was the positive story about him. Ha ha ha. Fun, light. Story number 2 is about how he fucked over his former business partners.
Is this also from the Chinese media or is this...
I mean, it's like these are just the stories about him in the
Okay.
zeitgeist. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know if they're in China's like media is different there. So
Yeah.
all of it's from the Chinese media, right?
Oh, right. That makes sense.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
not like any story about them isn't going to be like some fucking TikTok influencers. Like, and when I met Chris,
Right.
you know,
right,
he
right,
told
right.
me it's like released.
Yeah.
And in the story number 2, it said, according to 2 former business partners and colleagues, after having successfully built an e-commerce company together, one day they turned up and he was gone. Chris was gone. He had taken the company's PayPal accounts with him. He ignored their calls and kicked them out of the game.
Oh.
So he basically like went and took a bunch of money from his former business partners, which you would think there would be more lawsuits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
About them,
But maybe there's not so many like protections over there. I don't know what the laws are over there.
yeah. Well, I looked a little bit more into it. I was like, wait, you can't just like have that be the negative impression. Because then they were like, and this is an example how he is a determined and, you know, concentrated businessman. I go, what? Wait, that sounds like a fucking lawsuit. Like,
know.
is there any like
Yeah.
contracts?
That's so
What do you
weird.
mean the company's PayPal accounts? What? Also America. PayPal. Story 2 was, I looked a little bit further into this. I'm sure this is not the whole, I guarantee this is not the whole story.
Okay.
Okay, I promise you that, but at least it'll put you in the right direction. I guess in 2008, he formed a cross-border e-commerce business, Nanjing Jianhui Information Technology, Holy shit, that is the driest name I've ever seen in my life. In my life. With 2 partners, Wang Xiaohu, who had an equal share, and then their consultant, Li Peng, who is a consultant with a 10% stake. And it was a direct-to-consumer order, just like a distributor, placed with small suppliers, and then they would turn orders around quickly based on demand rather than predicted sales. And I think that's a big thing for Shein as a whole, like we were talking about earlier.
Yeah.
It's not like made to order, but it's not like they scale up, and it's because they've got their back end like really, really tight in terms of being able to do the supply chain side of that. Makes sense. I mean, fucking God forbid someone actually like know what they should buy based on consumer demands and trends.
Right.
I think that's a huge part of retail.
Right. I have a friend
fucked up.
So I have a friend who worked for a clothing company. Both of those things will go unnamed. And they had gotten in trouble for not having, or like all of their not all, but like a lot of their plus size, like ultra big sizes were like made to order, and everything else you could sort of like buy just like straight away. And they
got in trouble for that?
They got in trouble for that, but they were like, listen, we're trying to like keep ourselves afloat here. We can't make a bunch of fucking products that like realistically the average customer, or a small brand, realistically there's going to be like a few orders of that a year. It's so much more cost effective for us to just make them to order. Like, it's so weird.
And I'm assuming they're not like charging more for it.
I don't know, actually. I mean, they got in trouble for something. I forget what it was, but I forget exactly why they weren't in so much trouble for that. But like, they were like, I think it was like when you went into the store, the plus size versions weren't available, and they were like, yeah, we don't expect there to be so many. And then they were like, obviously the only fucking person who did fit that description was like a plus size influencers, and they put us on blast, and now here we are. So like,
and I think that's a big thing, is like they keep the plus size or like the inclusive sizing and stuff like that, because it also means like really petite. I need inclusive sizing. Do you know I wear a size 11 women's shoe?
Yeah.
They do not make my shoe size.
Yeah.
For most companies. Like 90% of shoes do not go to my size.
I actually did know that because Paris Hilton has the same problem.
Oh, God bless them. Yeah. We're the same, is what I'm trying to say. Yeah. Me and Paris have like the same life.
Well, it's funny to me. Like, I went into this place the other day, and the only sizes that they had were extra large and extra small. And I was like, okay, obviously who's ever doing the inventory, the majority of people buying things are a small or a medium. Have fucking more of those.
Have more of those. They probably did, and you guys were just overwhelming the store.
I guess
for
so.
Trends.
But anyway.
Yeah, but they don't even make. They quite literally will not even manufacture a size 11 women's shoe. I go to the store in Italy, and they were like, obviously we don't have that. You fucking gross. And then they go, oh, but these men's shoes are like, they're that's like about the same size. I was like, you're telling me to go wear this like completely different style shoe? No.
You wanted like a high heel. They're like, what about these loafers? What about these sensible loafers?
You look more like a sensible loafers kind of gal. I don't know. Have you thought about being a lesbian? Have you thought about that? Have you thought about re-identifying?
Dude, what's up with the loafers that had like the penny in them? Remember those? Those are cool.
No, I don't remember those.
Yeah, you would put like a little coin. It would be like a little penny at the...
Why? Is that a penny loafer?
Yeah, it's a penny loafer.
What the fuck is up with the penny?
I don't know.
You can't just drop. Now I'm going to think about this too much. What if you put a quarter in?
Yeah, you could do anything. Really fast. Put in like penny loafers with penny in them.
Penny loafers. What is the deal? Whoops, I missed the L. Penny loafers. Well, they're certainly for sale. Why do you put a penny in loafers? The new loafer design allowed just enough space for a penny in each shoe, equaling the cost of an emergency phone call.
Oh, that's cute.
That is adorable. So you put a penny in each, and the phone call was 2 cents. The 30s were cute as hell. Wish we had rights then. That'd have been great.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Otherwise, I'd be like, that was not bad.
Yeah.
Okay. So back to this Nanjing Jianhui information technology. I'm getting too confident with my pronunciation.
You are.
But it did sound pretty good.
You're
right?
nailing it, to be honest with you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
That's because I've had 3 sips of wine versus a glass and a half. Okay, so point is that they were going for this like new supply chain thing, and basically I think he got confident with this model for this smaller group, and then he was like, let's fucking go.
Okay.
And he opened.
And boy did he.
And boy did he. In 2011, as we mentioned, She Inside was born, because we are all she's inside. That's what he says. Chris, my boy Chris, the Chinese American potentially man.
She Inside does sound like a transgender like blog.
That's exactly what I was thinking too. Given 2011, I don't think anyone would have thought that. 2023, we're like, wait a second.
Yeah. There's some like transgender girl out there right now being like, what the fuck, dude? I want that website.
That domain name, god damn it.
It's a perfect domain name for my blog.
I want to look up and see if it still like redirects to Shein. It probably does, but if it doesn't, I'd fucking cry. It'd be so, can't provide a secure connection. Wow. Listen, this is an opportunity. If you are a transgender blogger listening to this podcast right now,
get the She Inside.
She Inside. It's all you. You'll have an SEO genius behind you. Yeah. Anyway, so he started doing wedding dress retailing, which I think is so weird that he chose to start there.
I know. Is he married? We don't know.
We don't fucking know anything about this man.
Yeah, that's crazy. And also, who the fuck buys their wedding dress online? You know, like you have to go try it on.
You have to go try it on.
And then
if you're buying it for $40 off of Shein, though, so probably not. You maybe say I get a couple and just see what works.
That's true.
So apparently Lee, the consultant, went and did a couple interviews where he was talking shit about Chris because he stole his money, which was a fair reason to talk a little bit of shit. He was like, no one else is going to do anything about this. And he told The Guardian that this was what was up. And the other partner had told The Guardian that Lee's version was correct, but declined to comment further. So I'm guessing at some point they probably got some sort of payout. Shein has rejected the storyline of Chris stealing the money from those guys.
Of course they have.
Of course. And he apparently allegedly initially said that he was going to sue them when they first published the story in The Guardian back in like the 2008 time period. And then it did not actually end up doing that. I'm guessing that some checks went around and everyone said, that's enough. That's enough out of us. But point is, it was starting with a little bit of controversy, a little bit of stealing, a little bit of spice, some AI, some ChatGPT came to life. And then it really took off from there. So we already kind of talked a little bit about it. But basically what they do is they utilize these like third-party groups to do their production, and then they would do the demand from, like, they would like see what the trends were looking at because they had all the SEO optimization and stuff like that. They had an in-house design team, but a lot of their of the stuff that they ended up doing was like going and scouring the internet for popular designs for inspiration. Sure. The production cycle previously, do you remember when Zara first came out?
I don't remember when it first came out, but
well, I remember when it first came out 10 years ago or so, everyone was freaking out because there was a tour, like Beyonce, I'm making it up, but like someone did a tour, they wore an outfit, and then a month later it showed up in Zara where you could buy basically the same outfit. And people freaked out because they were like, oh my God, like how did they do that? Like, first of all, copyright infringement or whatever, not even copyright because it's fashion.
No,
so there's not that many laws.
Yeah,
but it's
different.
It's different. And but more importantly, like before that, all the fashion companies took like they were seasonal.
Yeah.
So it would take like 6 months to create something.
Right.
3 to 4 weeks was literally unheard of. Shein said, we are fucking China, so we're going to do it in 1 week.
Wow.
Which is insane.
Yeah.
From design to packaging and being able to purchase it. So like if Taylor Swift wore something like unique tonight in wherever the hell she's performing, next week we would technically be able to buy it from Shein.
That's insane.
Yeah. It's crazy. The stuff that goes into it. And there's like a whole bunch of reasons. Listen, this is not like a deep, like you're not here to learn how to like fashion design. If you are really in the wrong podcast. Let me tell you that. We're here spreading misinformation. Okay. But what was really important is that mostly that they use these like third-party developers who would help create like a lot of their production, direct delivery, so they didn't have a storefront. They didn't have to like do like, you know, one of my friends designs like the storefronts for Nike.
Yeah.
Which is a really cool job and is obviously like a
specialized
takes a lot of time. It's a whole fucking thing. And they would rely on influencers in a big way to spread their trends and identify like what was going to be a thing. And most importantly, the dense network of small suppliers in South Chinese city of Guangzhou. where Shein transferred its headquarters to in 2017. And it's been very popular specifically with Gen Z, though it's funny because apparently their average customer, this surprised me, is 34.7 years old.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
I know.
That
Because
is
at first I
interesting.
was like, classic Gen Z, like thinks they're the good guy over
Right.
here and they're propping up Shein who's like ruining the environment and human rights. And I was like, oh, it's actually us.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not great. All right, we're not going to talk about that anymore.
You would think that it would be Gen Z just because like it's so tempting to get a new outfit for how cheap that is. It's
I know.
so tempting.
And they don't like, if you're in college or whatever,
Yeah, I'd be like-
totally get it.
And you're in college, you're like, I don't want to wear the same fucking stupid ass outfit constantly.
Yeah,
and
for my 20th night in a row of drinking.
right.
I am in college, okay?
But
I
I'm
gotta
also-
have some fits.
I'm in college. I can't afford to get something that's like ethically sourced. But am I going to fucking Reformation in college? No.
Absolutely not. Absolutely.
Reformation in college might as well have been Gucci. Like it was just
it was
way.
It was the same level of unattainable.
It was.
It really was.
Genuinely. I was like, I mean,
Yeah.
only billionaires shop at
Absolutely. I can
fucking
understand
Aritzia.
why they are, and frankly, that still probably should be about right because those prices are outrageous.
Yeah, they
Sometimes
are.
I look at stuff and I'm like, who do I think I am?
Yeah,
What are you, going to the fucking Met Gala?
I know. And nothing's unique there. It's all just like,
It's all the same shit. And then like I get home and I'm like, why did I buy that?
Yeah. I go through that a lot too.
Anyway, the average Shein shopper earns $65,000 in annual income and spends $100 per month on women's clothing. So what's interesting about that is it's apparently 60% higher than the average United States of America women.
Really?
So most women, I'm guessing,
Most women are spending-
40-ish bucks.
That seems low. That feels low.
I mean, what are you putting into the equation? Like babies? Even babies.
Yeah, right.
Babies are spending a shit ton on. They're growing so fast.
that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, that does not make any sense to me. Like because that would be like, because you can't really get anything for $40. You can get like a t-shirt.
But I don't think that most women, like, we have to remember we're in New York City where it's just such a big deal to like
Yeah.
wear, like it's a very consumer driven, shallow, shitty. Just kidding. We look great, I'll tell you that. Not me specifically, but New Yorkers as a whole.
Right.
Yeah, famously. But they definitely are spending way more than $100 per month on clothes.
Yeah,
It's
I
tough.
spend that in just like my rentals. You know what I mean?
No, I know, it's crazy. I go through periods where I'll like buy a bunch of stuff. I'll get pissed off that I have no jeans, then buy like 6 pairs of jeans, and then buy nothing for 4 months.
Yeah.
So that's how I do it.
Okay.
Anyway, they are. It is very popular with Gen Z, and I do think that Gen Z has done a lot of the marketing, at least initially, for it, and maybe they're just loudest about it because they
Yeah.
don't necessarily know any better, too. It is the second most downloaded shopping app in the United States.
Wow.
I'm guessing behind Amazon. That would make a ton of sense, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not going to come after Amazon. You can buy cat litter on Amazon. So I'm
Oh my
going-
God. By the way, I bought these things because every morning I come home with my iced coffee and Greg will lick the iced coffee like around like the condensation around it. He's the thirstiest fucking cat in the
He is
world.
genuinely the third. If you are on the toilet and Greg knows, he sprints over to you and waits.
So
Like
that
he's
he can
trying to
chug
get-
your poop juice.
Yeah, and you're like, fuck off, dude. Like I cannot in good conscience. Like I like you as an animal. I don't want you. We're not doing it. It's never gonna happen. Stop asking. It's getting weird.
No, like as soon
He'll
as
like
you
try to get in there.
as soon as you flush, he goes straight in and he's like
Yeah.
he's
Or
drinking it.
He would go before you flush, but you got to like fend him off.
Yeah, you do.
You really got to like play defense. You're like, get the hell out of here, man.
But
Gross.
my point of bringing this up is that every morning I come home with a coffee and then he makes me go like this, then he'll go on like 2 legs and lick it for like 10
Aw.
minutes. And so I got him these cat treats that are like frozen like popsicles for cats.
Oh my God,
So-
does he love them?
They haven't come in the mail yet, but I just got them off Amazon. And so you can like you freeze them and then you can just like push them out, and then so like if I'm on the couch, he could just be like next to me licking his little popsicle.
Oh,
Isn't that
that's
a great thing?
You
Yeah.
have to tell me how that is.
I know, because maybe
Password
Password
is-
would like them too. Does he like cold things?
He does like cold things, but not
Not as
norm-
much as
like a normal, like a very normal amount, like a very fair.
Like Greg turns on the AC himself and he will go on top of the AC and like fan himself. He runs hot.
He has a lot of hair, to be fair.
Yeah.
Like I think that is a
I think
reasonable.
in the summertime, he's like fucking dying.
Yeah, he
dude.
hates it.
He's having a bad summer every summer.
Just shave him all the way down. Anyway, Shein Hauls has been a huge. You've probably heard of these. You've probably maybe seen some of these on the old TikTok. Mostly popular there, but they are elsewhere as well. And it's someone described it as an art form.
Oh my
Relax.
god! Oh my god!
Like fucking
an
relax.
art form for the halls?
The Shein Haul. That's how you express yourself.
That's ridiculous.
Yeah. Mostly women, they will unpack their deliveries, try the clothes on, and then comment on how they feel in front of the camera. Art. That is art. Don't you dare talk shit about my art. And it is extremely popular. The hashtag Shein Haul has a total of 3.7 billion views.
I mean, I guess that makes sense because you like honestly on Shein, you're like, is this actually good or is this like terrible? And then if you would see them on actual people, I'd be like, okay, this doesn't look as chintzy as I thought it did.
No, and I thought for sure people would start to feel some shame, but they do not. There are so many of them, as you can see on the edge here. I just pulled up one from, what's this lady's name? I'm Your Daddy Problems. If you want to follow her, her name is I'm Your Daddy Problems.
Doing this video with my sister. She got 50 items. I got 50. So it's
50
like
and
half
50.
half. She got a lot of clothes for back to school, and I don't go back to school, so I just
Go back to school. Why aren't you going back to school?
So so many problems.
Wait a
with
minute,
her.
let's not
There's like
glaze
a lot of
past
things she's just throwing in and then moving on. I'm like, you just got to go back to school. You got to stop doing that. Also, they each bought 50 items, 50, and the title of this video is $600 Shein Haul. That means the average price was $6 per item.
That's crazy.
And it is the biggest construction box ever.
I feel like I would have a hard time finding 50 things that I liked on this website.
Absolutely.
You know? Oh my gosh.
Oh, no. This is
All right, let's see. Honestly, tell me what you do for your hair because it looks super shiny.
It is not giving
It is
skims.
not giving skims.
No,
it
this
looks
is the
really
cheapest.
bad.
This looks like you poured gasoline on yourself. Are you kidding? Her hair does
Gasoline on
look great
yourself.
because so shiny.
Oh, yeah. I was like, how do you mean?
Yeah, you're like, what are you fucking talking about? I'm like, no, when you pour gasoline on yourself, you dry it, you know.
Also, these girls are just objectively cute, so I'm like, okay, well, I can't trust anything that you're showing me anyway because I'm not gonna look
No.
good.
Oh, fuck, that is.
I'm not gonna
that is
look
cute though.
That's very cute. You would look great in that.
I like this.
Maybe you should get that.
It is United States $6. Also, this is killing me. So they have like a screenshot of the Shein website. It has 5 stars with 99999 reviews plus.
Wow.
So that means that they are saying they have legitimately over 10,000 reviews on this cut black top.
That's crazy.
It does look like it was made in a sweatshop, which it was.
It does, but it looks cute.
So point being,
That looks like it's made in a sweatshop.
this video, what we have pulled up right here, is 17 minutes long because they have quite literally 100 items to go through between her and her sister.
That's crazy.
And it has 1.3 million views, you guys.
Wow.
People are fucking in on, like, they are watching these videos. Not one Shein top covers your belly button too.
Yeah,
I'm
what's
pretty
up with
sure.
that?
What is going
I guess
on with
because it
that?
is for Gen Z, and Gen Z is like all about showing your stomach.
Yeah, because
And I'm like-
they're not fertile yet.
Yeah, exactly. Or they're,
Listen.
I guess they're too fertile, and they look.
No. Once you're fertile, you can't show your stomach. Are you kidding? That's when you develop the pooch.
Yeah.
You gotta protect the machine.
I have like a fucking primordial pooch going on right now.
I think we all do. My friend used to rest her phone on hers, and we were like, you gotta stop. You absolutely cannot have that as a shelf.
I shelf my my laptop on mine sometimes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, and like do
that's
the
a
deep
classic.
lean and shelf it
Oh
on
yeah,
my pooch.
just the Pilates C curve, and then
Yes.
pooch as a shelf.
Correct.
Absolutely. Well, these women are not fertile, so they have no pooch. And they are going off. This video is very long, and frankly, actually, those few minutes we watched were pretty entertaining.
I enjoyed the hell out of it.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I see the point. I understand why Shein Haul is
And
interesting.
Shein is like probably killing it with these videos because I would have
Murdering.
bought that black strappy thing that we saw because
If
it looked
I-
so nice on them.
Absolutely, especially when I was college and I had no brain. I
No
still
brain
don't.
and no. No, you are kidding.
I still don't. But I feel a little bit more shame than I did in college. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
now I'd be like, I can't buy this machine.
I know. It's just like, I don't know.
Well, here, okay. So I think part of the reason I'm like a little bit more firm on this is because I've literally spent a couple hours reading about it. And if you noticed, one of the things that's like kind of insane about this is every single package that came out of that box was in a plastic bag.
Ooh.
Why, dude?
Yeah, how come every single one individually? That seems
I'm not
so
sure.
stupid.
I think it must be a way that they're able to store it without like them like literally dissolving because it's made of like fucking petrochemicals.
That's true.
But it's an environment. It's like quite really terrible for the
Yeah.
environment. I didn't realize how bad fast fashion was for the environment. It's like we need to get rid of it. I don't know how else to say this.
Yeah.
We can't. Don't fucking give me a paper straw, you motherfuckers. Get
Yeah.
the paper straw. Give me the plastic straw. Figure it
Shove it
out.
up that fucking turtle's ass, okay?
Shove it up the turtle's ass and then dress it in one of these damn tops because this is doing way worse for the entire globe than my non-dissolving straw. Okay.
I will say, I wonder if this is why, like, among the more informed youths, I would say, like, vintage is super in right now. So I'm like, I feel
No,
like
I think it is, and I think that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's great.
personally cannot figure it out.
I mean, it's
I
just
would love a little help.
it just takes too much to go to the whatever. I probably could if I felt like it, but I'm
But
like,
you
ugh.
also thankfully have the means to like purchase from places where you feel more,
right?
fair about
Yeah,
it. Like,
yeah,
I'm like,
exactly.
The places I'm buying, like, they're charging arm and a leg. Like, they better.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I buy from like Levi's, like places that like I think they have like things that tell you how much water they use to,
Yeah.
whatever. We get it.
I'm not going to change the world, but I will not at least go to the one where I'm like, I know 100% this is bad. You know,
Right.
I'll do the one that's ambiguous in the middle and is probably hiding how they're fucking up the earth. Okay.
Yeah, right.
I want to layer.
I
I don't want to be direct consumer from the devil. I would like a proxy.
I mean, I buy a lot of shit on Amazon, so I
Oh, for
can't be
sure.
throwing. I can't
For
be
sure.
throwing stones.
and I
here.
return a lot of shit. I feel bad for how much I return sometimes.
You know, I want it. Okay.
Well, here, okay. Again, this is really kind of shocked me. So obviously, people are not buying this to like treasure and hand me down to their children, right? The average consumer throws away 60% of the new clothes within 1 year.
yeah,
Throws away.
Yeah.
Throws away.
not re-gifts. You mean?
Right.
Yeah.
Not sells, not donates, throws it away. This is a mountain of the unsold, not even thrown away
Oh my
clothing,
God.
because not all of it's going to sell from these fast fashion retailers. And this is in the Chilean desert.
What?
If you're just listening, there's a woman standing next to it for scale. It is this massive
It's
pile.
like a garbage dump, but it's only
clothes. And they're new clothes. Like it's,
Can she? Is she going and shopping?
I mean, she's probably good. She's probably shopped. She's probably fucking hit the jackpot.
Yeah.
This is the best dressed Chilean desert
Yeah.
out there. Listen, these ladies look good.
Oh man. Okay.
It's estimated that 39,000 tons of clothes that can't be sold in the U.S.
Whoa.
or Europe end up in Chile yearly.
Why
which-
Chile? Chile's like, how did this happen to
Because
me?
their government's probably just like,
Yeah, they probably struck some deal.
some deal. Absolutely.
That's so mean to them.
It's nuts.
Also, Chile's like a kind of a small country. Isn't that the little sliver of?
Yeah,
getting-
it's not great. I mean,
Yeah.
right now, maybe it's working out. And here's the thing. They're not biodegradable. Because of the chemical products that are put in them, they can't be put into normal landfills. That's why they have to go to a separate place.
Oh,
This is not good.
No.
It's not good. It's not like, I mean, it's only been around since 2008, so this problem hasn't compounded yet. But like, look at
Damn.
this. Look, this is an aerial shot of it.
Oh my god.
Are you serious, dude?
That's insane.
Like, what?
Oh my god.
Fast fashion as an industry accounts for 8 to 10% of the world's carbon emissions.
What? That's such a huge percentage.
For fucking what? For fucking what?
Yeah.
Because I can understand. Here's the thing. If you are growing food or heating a home or stuff like that, like, I can kind of understand, like, we're gonna need to do some stuff. This is so unbelievably frivolous. There is no reason
No, that's crazy.
for your hauls, for that girl to have a $600 100-piece haul. Like,
100 pieces? You don't have the closet space for that.
where do you live?
You
live in the boonies?
Many fucking.
Do you have 100 acres?
Yeah.
Short of just walk-in closets?
Damn.
It is crazy. In 2018, the fashion industry was found to consume more energy than the aviation and shipping industries combined.
Whoa.
The shipping industries.
You would think that'd be part of the fashion industry, right?
They ship a lot more than just fashion, but
That's true.
But I mean, I would have thought that they would be number one, kind of understandably, because we are ordering way too much, and like we're really sending things further than needs to happen
Sure.
by a lot.
Yeah.
But I thought for sure they'd be number one, but nope, fashion. And I think it's not like, I don't know, like Reformation, not to continue to bring them up, but it's the fast fashion groups that are causing that to be the issue. And then this is just like a little fun fact. The equivalent of a garbage truck of clothes is burned and sent to a landfill every second.
Every second?
Every second.
Oh my God.
Yikes.
That's insane.
And also, people don't give a fuck. This is a fantastic industry to invest in. If you're just trying to make money, let me just tell you that. McKinsey estimated that the average consumer purchased 60% more clothes in 2014 than they did in 2000. And they think it's going to double in the next 15 years.
Oh, no. I don't have the closet space. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Don't worry. If you go on Shein's website, they will certainly tell you about how they've done a lot for the climate. There's actually a term for companies doing that now called greenwashing.
Yeah, I've heard of this term before.
Yes, I meant to look more into it and then I didn't. So you can look that up and we'll probably talk about it again at another point. But basically, like the gist of it is where they will do like they'll grow like 6 trees like in their fucking in front of the office and then be like, how dare you say I did not do something for the environment? How dare you?
I grew 6 human trees.
There are 6 trees.
6 United States dollar trees. Okay.
They were growing apples. Not well. 1 apple per tree.
They're growing poison apples. Quite literally
crab
poison
apples.
Crab apples.
I grew 6 crab apple trees in front of our headquarters and they look beautiful. We are humanitarians.
That's so funny.
We are Al Gore, okay? How dare you? Al Gore spoke at our last thing because he's for sale. Okay. Human rights nightmare. That is the next category. So environmentally, we can all agree, what the fuck are we doing? Honestly, for that alone, probably enough to be like, shut it down.
Yeah.
Shut it down.
Yeah.
But that hasn't really addressed the fact that like we are buying things for about 45 cents per item. How is someone making money on that? And I'm all about getting a good deal, right? But what?
Yeah.
And they have gotten a lot of trouble for this. So much so that they decided, you probably remember this, in June to do their factory tours with a couple influencers.
I recall.
So fucking funny, dude.
Yeah.
If you what killed me about this is, you remember Tarte?
Yes.
How they did this. They also kind of got like some weird energy because they did this influencer campaign where they flew these influencers to, I think, like
Dubai, yeah.
And then they like put them on camels and it was like a very bougie trip and everyone was just kind of like, weird. Why is that? I don't know. I'm jealous. I'm not sure what this is supposed to tell me about Tarte.
Yeah.
I feel like that was like
well, and all the influencers like weren't even using Tarte makeup out there.
Exactly. So point being, like, it was a little bit of misrepresentation, but like a very nice trip. Everyone could agree. Meanwhile, they're taking the Shein influencers and sending them to goddamn factories in China.
Oh my God, that's so funny, actually.
So funny to me that they were like, all right, like, cool.
Yeah, I don't want to go to this factory in China.
Do I get to ride a camel at any point in this trip? And they go, no, you are actually working. You are busy.
You're working.
We actually need you to make at least 1,000 products while you're out there. So you are a busy bitch. But they did this factory tour. And also, here's the other thing. The whole thing was to like talk about how Shein, even though you've read online is a bad company, is actually a good company. And if you have to do a campaign on that, you're a bad company.
Yeah.
You're a bad company.
Well, isn't it also like, so maybe you'll get into it, but didn't people surmise that the like building they were in wasn't even actually.
It was absolutely nothing to do with Shein.
Yeah.
Nothing. It was maybe like a. It was probably for.
It looked so clean and like there was like not that much production going on. I'm like, there's no way that they can pump out the numbers they're pumping out and have a factory that is this.
Yeah.
Like chill.
You nailed it, dude. So basically, let me just pull up this video. So this is from this poor lady.
I feel bad for the influencer because I think she was just probably just like a little ill-informed, I guess, and just went out there and whatever and was just doing what they asked her to do. And then she got fucking murdered on the internet where people were like, I would never do that. And it's like, okay. Well.
I know. She's young, first and foremost. There was actually like 6 of them. But for whatever
I only saw this one.
I know. I think
what's her name?
Oh God, I don't even like I know her.
She has like a short haircut and she's a plus size influencer.
She's a plus size influencer. I actually looked at her page earlier. It's Danny DMC. I'm not sure what like her full real name or whatever is, but she was probably the one that got the most like press for it. And maybe it's because hers was like the most like this video is actually kind of cracks me up. Like of how I was like, are you being held hostage? Like are you good? And they obviously paid these influencers and then brought them over. Actually, before I show this, I'll give you a little bit of context. So they flew them into China and then put them up into the Four Seasons. They immediately put them into like this gorgeous hotel. Apparently, these rooms are priced around like $350 a night. So that means they were spending like over $1,000 just on the room and board.
Yeah.
Which I actually don't even have a problem with.
No.
Fucking go crazy.
Yeah.
And for the Tarte ones, I'm like, weird that they weren't using the makeup while they were there. You'd think that would be just in the contract, but I don't give a shit. Like, go off. Like, do whatever you're going to do. Like, that sounds like it's between you and the brand. Whatever. So they were like being like treated really well, which is nice, of course. And here's where it kind of gets squirrely is that they were brought in to talk specifically about controversial issues for the company and clearly being bought off, right?
Yes.
And that's where it's like, all right, this is morally ambiguous, you know?
It's been the most life-changing trips of my life. Getting to see the whole process of Shein clothing from beginning to end with my own 2 eyes was so important for me. Kicking off the trip by heading to the factory of the leading manufacturer for Shein was the perfect way to start. I was really excited and impressed to see the working conditions. The next day, we headed to the Shein Innovation Center. This facility blew my mind. It's over 600,000 square feet. There's so much technology, and Shein is just such a developed and complex company, and it was so beautiful to see firsthand. I was able to interview a woman that worked in the fabric cutting department, and you guys know me. She's an investigative journalist, so I asked her all of our questions, and she answered them honestly and authentically. She was very surprised at all the rumors that have been spread in the U.S.
This does sound like
she told
propaganda.
me about her family, her lifestyle.
First of all, we'll keep watching because I want to see the rest of it, but she has no like life in her voice.
Yes.
Like, are you being held at gunpoint?
It sounds like a script.
I think it is a script.
Yeah.
I actually think it's 100% a script. And the fact that she like mentions being an investigative journalist, like you're an influencer.
Yeah.
You're not even like, weirdly, she's not even that big of an influencer.
Oh, interesting.
She's like
maybe that's why they chose her to be the mouthpiece.
Well, I think that they couldn't find someone who wanted to.
Oh, that too.
And like someone who would take the money, and they wanted to have someone for like, you know, inclusion and stuff like that. Cause like obviously them being inclusive, like it's cool that they're able to like, you know, provide plus size or whatever. But they chose this poor girl. She's gotten skewered online. I do feel bad because she's the young girl who like doesn't. She should know better though. Like I guess like I don't know. Do I want to what's the word? Infantilize. Thank you. Pronunciation, please, over here. But point being, I don't want to like, you know, think less of her that she should be able to like, you know, if you're going to be an influencer, you should know what that entails.
Yeah.
And that includes like, if you're going to be paid to do Chinese propaganda, you might
want to like think about what that means for you and your
career. And then also understand like people are going to call you out.
Right.
Obviously.
Her commute, her hours. Our last stop was to the Shein warehouse. This place was massive. It's about 84 acres. And almost fully run by technology and automation. I was really impressed by the extensive checklist that each item had to go through before it's shipped off. I think my biggest takeaway from this trip is to be an independent thinker, get the facts and see it with your own 2 eyes. There's a narrative fed to us in the U.S., and I'm one that always likes to be open-minded and seek the truth. So I'm grateful for that about myself, and I hope the same for you guys.
In that last couple seconds, like wild.
Yeah.
So basically she's at the end
that is,
saying, like, if you don't think that Shein is like a good company, or if you're believing
like,
all the lies,
you're like easily manipulated.
yeah, what the fuck, dude? You just got paid a good amount. She did a response video, I'll actually pull this up too, in which she talks about how she was very proud of them because they were paying like what she viewed as a fair amount to even plus size influencers to come and do these like this tour. I'm like,
okay,
talking about how much you got paid to do this is probably not the right move.
Right.
It killed me. She actually ended up taking this one down, but someone did like a response on it, which was.
We're going to talk about
All right,
Shein.
let's see.
All the tea, debunking some rumors, and everything you guys wanted to know from my brand trip. So like I told you before, Shein is the first brand to ever take me on a brand trip. And it kind of came out of the blue, but like I talked about in a bunch of my TikToks, I asked all the right questions and I got invited to this dinner that the heads of Shein were at, and I got so much good information and I want to share it with you guys so that we can be on the same page. And that way you guys understand what made me work with Shein and why I feel confident in doing so. So I went to this amazing event. I heard from the higher ups and I took a bunch of notes. So I'm going to be looking behind me because I want to make sure I get everything right. But honestly, to get all this info, go to my YouTube video. I'm doing a long version of this so I can tell you all the tea. So I'm just now making this video because I was in works with talking to Shein about how I can bring information from the brand to the consumer and how I can help them with debunking a lot of these rumors. We've come together, signed a contract, I signed a deal with them, and they've come all the way correct. So that's the first thing I want to note is that they take care of their creators, and especially as a plus size creator, I am about 60% of the time underpaid, and they have definitely not underpaid me and taken great care of me. So when it comes to sustainability, when it comes to an ethical code of conduct, from my understanding, Shein is doing everything they possibly can. So basically, a breakdown of the company and how they work. They branch out to manufacturers to create their clothing outside of Shein. Now,
so they don't have to take
manufacturers have to apply by a code of conduct that aligns with the international labor laws. So it's not even Shein's laws, but it's the international labor laws. So within this code of conduct, they cannot have improper labor practices. They have to have responsible manufacturing, civic rights, and worker safety at all times. If they don't, they get cut off immediately and they can no longer manufacture for Shein. You gots to go. Shein conducts thousands of audits, so basically they are constantly auditing these manufacturers to make sure that they are up to code with all of the code of conduct and the international laws. I believe last year they said they did around 2,800 audits alone.
They said that.
So some other things I gathered was Shein's goal is to make low-cost, affordable clothing. It gives the ability for all people to partake in fashion, which I think is so important. Not only affordability, but size inclusivity. They go up to a 4X, which a lot of fast fashion brands don't. They also have fabrics that are ethically...
They always bring up the inclusivity, and I think that obviously is great, but we shouldn't like fucking sacrifice Chile as a country for that. How crazy was that video?
That was crazy.
She's deleted it since because everyone was just like
ripping her apart.
What, dude? Like, bitch, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? First of all, obviously they paid you a lot of money. No one was wondering if they had done that.
And no one fucking wanted to do it. That's why they paid you all that money.
Yeah, do you think like, and they wanted to have a whole group of like, because the thing is that if they knew they had this like plus size diversity, which is wonderful, people can't like throw stones at that necessarily because you can always come back with that argument. But that doesn't, just because something is like good for one category doesn't excuse craziness, which we're going to talk more about the labor laws in just a moment.
I bet they probably did that because they were like, oh, well, in the United States, no one's going to attack this girl because...
Oh, they did. They misjudged that for sure. Mm-hmm. Yeah, people really went after her. But to her point, she referenced a couple things where she says like, well, they say that if you break these rules, you get kicked out. And I'm sure they probably have like 5 to 10 examples of when they've done that.
Yeah.
Why would they not?
Right.
The other thing she said was that they use these third-party factories in order to like partner with in the community. That's so they can have this like shell company that they can like use to do their dirty work.
Right.
And it's not technically on Shein, but like it is. And that's where the RICO Act comes in.
Yeah. Oh, interesting. Okay.
Isn't that really interesting?
Yeah.
It's like, I actually was like, this is fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
So, and it's not just, by the way, it's not just Shein. There's other companies. They're just not as good. But they're doing the same exact thing. It's like a lot of fast fashion as a whole. Mm-hmm. Then she also referenced the fact that they have like the labor codes for international law. Yeah, they have them. They break them.
Right.
It's China, dude. It's America, dude. Like, people break the law.
Yeah.
Almost a lot.
Most of the time.
Most of the time. They prefer to.
If you're not breaking the law, you're probably never
trying.
going to own a home.
Yeah, you're not actually like, fully putting your pussy into it, okay? And listen, obviously I'm just going to say shit, but people actually went and looked into it, like real adults, not me. It couldn't be me, let me tell you that. There were a couple different groups that went and did some like real investigative journalism and were like, what's up with this? They went to these, so I guess they went to like 17 different Shein partner factories, and they found some manufacturers were informal factories that were set up in residential buildings. They had barred windows and no emergency exits. So obviously like, just like standard shit that you should have as
For
a
your
workplace.
workers. Yeah.
They didn't have that. The workers there were telling them that they had been sewing for 12 hours a day.
Oh my God.
Working an average of 75 hours a week.
Oh my God.
And they received 1 day off per month.
What?
Yeah. I don't have it right here, but the average amount of money was like they made like 12 cents or something per item or something
my God.
crazy
So
low.
it's per item. It wasn't even per hour.
Yeah,
Like,
and that's one of the other things is like that they have to like hit their numbers. You could definitely dive deeper into all this. Like I'm not an investigative journalist, so I don't know what to tell. I'm doing a goddamn podcast, so but they also employ a lot of people who are migrant workers. So they'll come in. It's similar. Like obviously the United States does a lot of fucked up stuff, right? Like we're pretty good at it. But like kind of how we treat like our farms and stuff like that is a lot of how they treat the factory workers for clothing there. So they'll come into the city for a limited time without their families and with no responsibilities other than to earn as much money as possible. So and they also said that for Shein and for some of these fast fashion companies, the wage per item of clothing is considerably lower than in other places where they had worked. So it's not like this is just for like just how it is in China as a whole.
Yeah.
Though I'm sure it could be better, period. I'm sure no one's crushing it.
Same here.
But they are specifically for these companies doing like really, really poor.
Okay.
They did say that the bright side is the quality expectations are not particularly high either. So, all right, there is a silver lining on that. They released it. I think it was I'm forgetting what company released this. If you really care, let me know. I'm sure you can find it online fairly easily. But Shein replied and said that we take all supply chain matters seriously. Sure. According to the labor laws, you shouldn't work more than 40 hours per week. So Shein is obviously ignoring those laws, and they're not paid overtime, and they don't sign employment contracts.
Oh my God.
So it's like this, like it's just informal cash arrangements for these people who come in and they like, how many did you put in? They have someone who's watching and seeing how many items they make, and then they get a fucking check at the end.
Yeah.
There's no like oversight, which can be fucked up,
Totally.
And they're dealing with, I promise you that they're not like handling chemicals safely or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So it's not great. The other side is, so Shein right now is trying to go public like we were talking about. And in this effort, lawmakers here actually pushed back on them, like a bunch of lawmakers saying that the 2022 Bloomberg report found that their garments contained cotton linked to China's Xinjiang region. And the reason that that's important is that is where China has been accused of using forced labor, like slaves.
Oh my God.
From Uyghurs.
Oh my God. That's crazy. Well, also, so the propaganda video that we just watched, it made me think of, there's also like propaganda videos where they'll bring people over and like show them like, oh, everybody talks about how crazy China is and like, and the Uyghur work camps and like blah, blah, blah. And then like it'll have like a map above and it's like, this is where they are. This is where the work camps are. And they just like purposely keep them away from that. Of course. And all this shit. And then they like put this online. It's so interesting.
It is wild. It's wild. So
I can't believe
again,
it's just going on right now.
It is like, every time I look into anything like this, I get really sad. Because then also, I get sad for a couple reasons. Obviously, the stuff that's happening to them. And then I'm like mad at myself for just like not doing anything.
And we're just like totally helpless.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, you got to deal with your own issues, I guess. But like, how am I going to get mad about, I don't know, my deal not coming in quarter?
Right. When there's people in internment camps right now.
Right. I don't know.
That didn't fucking do anything wrong.
Genuinely nothing. I have done way more wrong than them.
Yeah.
For sure. I should be in an internment camp is what I'm saying.
Put me in.
Put me in, coach. Okay, but either way, this is not why all of this is like related to, but this is actually not why they are legally in trouble right now. RICO, you're probably curious. What's up with that? As you know, if you're familiar, it's like racketeering or something along those lines, passed in 1970 to for a law to go after the mafia. The reason being that any of the individual crimes don't really capture like the entirety of what the organized crime rings were up to.
Then they couldn't like get to the big guy because they were just like stuck with the little guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. So basically the person who's actually organizing everything is kind of protected because they have all these like individual people to take the blame for individual crimes. So that's why RICO came into play, and it is being used in this case because they are using these like factories to steal designs from smaller designers.
Yeah.
And then anytime someone comes up to them with some sort of copyright infringement or whatever the trademark infringement would be for those designs, they're able to pass the buck and say, oh, don't worry. We talked to the factory and like we cut them off. Like here's $300 or whatever.
Weird.
So many people had issues with them. And Shein won't steal from Nike. They're not going to steal from probably even like a Reformation, to be honest. They're stealing from people on Etsy and from like small companies like your friend who designs some fucking keychains. They are the target. Which is kind of fucked up that it's like the people who they know they don't have a legal team.
Exactly.
No, they do this for fun. Or they do it to like, I don't know, get their mom out of an MLM, whatever.
Yeah.
Get her mom out of credit card debt. So here's a couple examples. Just like these came up really fast. There's so many of them of small designers where you can see their original post on like Instagram or wherever they were, Etsy, wherever they were selling their account. Or they're selling their stuff, and then the Shein thing that came up right after. This person says that her designs have been sold 6 times in less than a year.
Wow.
This person said her silk top was stolen by Shein. This lady here said 45 of her designs were stolen.
And these are identical.
Like, they're the exact same thing.
Mm-hmm.
They're cute as fuck. I'll give them
They
that.
really are. I like them a lot.
Yep, this one has 3 different ones. There's like, it's just endless versions. Like this, it's the exact same top, and they're unique designs. They're cool designs, which is why I think people are buying them on Shein.
Right.
Which sucks because the creator's not actually getting any credit for that. So I'll skip this and go back. So basically 3 small designers. There was one in Massachusetts. I'm not sure where the other 2 are from. One of them made this like overall flower design that Shein copied. Mm-hmm. And then another one made this design that says "Make it fun," and they made it a poster that you could buy on their website.
Yeah.
And then another one made some like name tags that say "Hello, I'm trying my best."
Mm-hmm.
Very cute. But they basically banded together and found a lawyer who was willing to go after Shein, saying that with the RICO Act, like being like the law that they were going after, that they were breaking. Saying that Shein's business model intentionally makes it hard to pin down as a defendant, as the company is a decentralized constellation of entities designed to improperly avoid liability.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
True.
And then they also said that they actually claim that there's even shell companies, and that like a lot of these third parties are like shell companies of Shein's, which is actually, I would say, likely true. I'm not a goddamn lawyer. We'll see what they actually end up saying once they look into it for real. And they are seeking unspecified damages and want injunctive relief to prevent further racketeering activity. So if they're successful, at least here in the United States, I'm not sure what will happen.
Yeah.
But they will have to change the way that they are doing their current practices in terms of being able to steal all of their good.
Shein's gonna get a lot less cute.
A lot less cute. They'll have to have some Chinese designers in there.
Wait, is it a swastika?
Yes. So it is funny because there are a couple times.
Why are we going over?
No, because I want to surprise you.
Okay.
So there are a few times, like obviously they're using like algorithms to like help them find these things, and it's a culture difference, and these people who are quite literally lifting these designs. So sometimes they don't recognize things.
Oh.
There was this big issue where they found Shein was trying to sell Muslim prayer rugs.
No.
And they labeled them as Greek carpets
on
their website, and they were selling them for $15.
Oh my goodness,
$15.
Oh,
and it is
that's like such like AI doing fashion.
Yes,
where they don't understand
exactly.
like that's not for that purpose.
Exactly. They're described. It's very clearly, looking at it like with any real context in the world, it's a Muslim prayer rug.
Yeah.
It has a picture of a fucking mosque on it. Like, it's a Muslim prayer rug.
Yeah.
It's not a secret. And it is labeled on Shein as fringe trim Greek fret carpet. No, that is a Muslim prayer rug. People saw that and got super pissed off, and Shein actually did a response because they were like, you don't fuck with Muslims. You do not fuck with them.
No, you really don't.
You really don't.
Except
so
for
we
the
are
ones that
sorry.
are making you, except for the ones that were making fucking work in the internment camp.
Unless they're Uyghurs. Oh, sad. Jesus. So they got in a lot of trouble for that. And then literally a few months later, they got in trouble again for... They got in trouble for selling a necklace with a swastika on it.
Oh my God.
You gotta...
Could you imagine shopping on the website and coming across that? I would be like,
I would lose my mind. I would never... I would react by laughing. I would laugh for the rest of my life, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I think a lot of people...
Because I would understand that obviously somebody just doesn't understand what the fuck's happening.
Somebody fucked up in a big way. In a really big way. I have a screenshot. I'll put it on the YouTube.
It's like jarring to see. And
It's
then I'm
weird.
wondering, like, how many of those were sold, dude? Because there's a lot of anti-Semites out there.
I know, for real. Yeah, swastika pendant necklace. It was being sold as... Oh, it was being sold as a metal swastika pendant necklace. Ooh, it's really tough to get around this one. For $2.50, which is a great price. And I'm sure that thing's going to make your neck green. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, and you're just going to have a green swastika on you.
On your chest.
That is fucking crazy.
That is so funny. And they said that's not what the design is. And everyone
What
goes,
they say it was. Because I know that the swastika, like, it meant something different before Nazi Germany, I think.
Probably. I'm sure it did. But here's what it means now. Swastika.
Right.
That's what it means.
Right.
And that's what we're all going to go with going forward.
Yeah.
But this thing was available for the low price of $2.50. And they were trying to say that it's a different design. I don't know what they were trying to say. Everyone was like, go fuck yourself. That's a swastika.
That's insane.
You got to figure this out. And so they got in trouble for that as well. So don't steal designs from Nazis. That's the rule there. The small business owner's Nazi is like, hey, can I get on this RICO lawsuit?
What all the skinheads are like, hey, what the fuck? That's my design.
How dare you?
How dare? No, I was gonna say Hugo Boss designed the Nazi uniforms. That's like a big talking point. So Nazi uniforms were like very chic.
They do. It is a nicely designed uniform. It's not great. We shouldn't wear it, but we can admire the tailoring.
That's the
only thing we will admire about it.
Yeah.
Shein is like, we have that available on our website for 16 United States dollars.
Oh my God.
That's for
pricey.
16 marks.
That's very, very pricey.
That would be like a high end Shein item. Mm-hmm. So point being, it's not a great company.
No. So the beginning of this episode, I was like, you know what, whatever, sue me. I got some stuff off Shein. No. I honestly don't think that I will buy from them again. And honestly, I have some like, not like exactly Shein, like, you know, the price point is like $40 on these places, but like some of them just feel sketchy to me. And I'm just like, I don't know.
I also think I just want to be more like conscious of like, do I really need those things? Do I really need to like buy the bottom of the barrel pricing on like for something I'm going to wear like a couple times? I don't know. Maybe it's just because I'm getting in my 30s and like thinking about the future a little bit.
I know, because it's such a double-edged sword, because now I just sort of feel like I'm like, well, if we lean into that, then it's like, well, it's because we have the privilege and the means to do so. I know.
There is no winning, I actually think.
There really isn't.
I don't even judge people because, again, like that poor influencer girl, at first I was like, oh, haha, like what an idiot. And then I was like thinking about it more and I'm like, I don't know. You were 22 once too. They came to her probably with more money than she's ever seen in her life.
Yeah, and like I bet you her parents were like, "Wow, this influencing thing is really working out for you. Look at this. You're getting a free trip to China. That's amazing."
I don't know. You know, I'm sure she's probably the worst, but I can understand where she's coming from.
Yeah.
And Chinese propaganda is pretty fucking effective. Listen.
Yeah.
They're good.
They probably specifically chose somebody young and like impressionable too.
Of course. Yeah, so
I'm sorry to that girl.
But probably don't do any more of those trips.
Don't do those trips.
Sorry you didn't get to go to Tarte.
Yeah.
That one would have been better.
How
That
many
one seemed.
followers does she have? Probably more
I
now.
don't remember. Let me see if I can pull her up real quick.
God,
I think I still had her as my latest that I was looking at. Oh, yes, I did. Oh, it's resetting it. God damn it. We don't need us. Danny DMC. Why is TikTok the loudest app?
So fucking loud.
306,000 followers.
That's a lot.
That's a
Not
lot.
that much for TikTok, but it's a lot.
Yeah. Not like enough where I'd be like, you should be going to China.
Yeah.
Like you are.
True.
Obviously going to go to China. So
Oy, Maron. Gosh, I hate social media. I hate everything about it.
it's crazy. But it will make you money because here's the thing. Shein might get around all this stuff. They have a fantastic, like, they know business. I'm sure they know how to bribe politicians with the best of them.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't be surprised if we're not seeing them back in action soon.
Agreed. Wow. Well, that was really great. Like, really good job.
Thanks.
That was awesome.
Thank you. It was actually really interesting to look into because it was one of those things I've like felt curious about for a while. I was like, feels wrong, but why?
Right. Let's get into the specifics.
And here we are. And I'm sure I missed a bunch of stuff. So let us know if there's anything that you know of that we missed. And thank you for listening. As always, we appreciate you.
Bye. I have to go to dinner.
Just go to dinner.
Like and subscribe. We're almost at 1,000 subscribers on YouTube. So it'd really mean a lot to us if you haven't done so already, if you would. And then also tell some friends.
Tell 3 friends. Follow us on Instagram too. Risky Business News. Laura Sogar, Mae _planner. And we'll see you next week.
Goodbye.
Bye.